Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you view this pre-recorded lesson. But first, I want to introduce myself. I am Laurentine De La Rama, a second-year college student taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English in Silliman University. Okay, so for today, I'll be giving you a lecture about linguistics. Just a quick introduction of it, including the subfield, which I already mentioned it in the 1 minute intro video, but for today, it will have a meaning and I will discuss it one by one later on. So stay tuned and please do take the notes because I'll be giving a formative assessment at the end of this lecture. Okay, so let's start. First, what is linguistics? How do we define linguistics? Alright, it's stated here that linguistics is the science of language. So why? How do you say so? Why is it that linguistics known to be the science of language? Okay, so it is because it deals with the study of human language. So this includes deaf sign languages but usually excludes what is often termed body language. So human language is just one way in which people communicate with each other or gather information about the world around them. One obvious way of studying language is to consider what its elements are, how they are combined to make larger bits, and how these bits help us to convey messages. So the study of the elements of language and their function is usually split up into a number of different subfields. So number one here is phonetics. So phonetics deals with the sounds of spoken language, how they are made, how they are classified, how they are combined with each other, and how they interact with each other when they are combined, and how they are perceived. So it is sometimes suggested that phonetics is not really a part of linguistics proper but is subpart of physics, physiology, psychology, or even engineering as in attempts to mimic human speech using computers. So accordingly, the label linguistic phonetics is sometimes used to specify that part of phonetics which is directly relevant for the study of human language. Okay, so number two, phonology. Phonology also deals with speech sounds, but at a rather more abstract level. So while phonetics deals with individual speech sounds, phonology deals with a system which incorporate the sounds. It also considers the structures that sounds can enter into, for example, syllables and intonational phrases, and the generalizations that can be made about sound structure in individual languages or across languages. The third one here is morphology. So morphology deals with the internal structure of words, not with their structure in terms of the sounds that make them up, but their structure where form and meaning seem inextricably entwined. So, for example, is the word cover. So the word cover is morphologically simple and its only structure is phonological, while the word lover, let's take for example the word lover, contains the smaller element love and some extra meaning which is related to the final letter which is R in the spelling. So another way of talking about this is to say that morphology deals with words and their meaningful parts. So number four is syntax. So syntax is currently often seen as the core of any language, although such a prioritizing of syntax is relatively new. Syntax is concerned with the ways in which words can be organized into sentences and the ways in which sentences are understood. So why do apparently parallel sentences such as, for example, Pat is easy to please and Pat is eager to please have such different interpretations? Okay, so think about who gets pleased in each case. Which of the two? So it is the first one. Pat is easy to please. Okay, so the fifth one here is semantics. So semantics deals with the meaning of language. So this is divided into two parts, the lexical semantics and the sentence semantics. So lexical semantics is concerned with the relationships between words, while the sentence semantics concerned with the way in which the meaning of sentences can be built up from the meanings of their constituent words. So sentence semantics often makes use of the tools and notions developed by philosophers. So, for example, logical notation and notions of implication and denotation. Okay, so the second to the last subfields of linguistics is pragmatics. So, pragmatics deals with the way the meaning of an utterance may be influenced by its speakers or hearers interpret it in context. So, for example, if someone asks you, could you close the window? You would be thought to be uncooperative if you simply answered yes. Yet, if someone asked, when you first went to France, could you speak French? Yes would be considered a perfectly helpful response, but doing something like talking back to them in French would not be considered useful. So, pragmatics also deals with matters such as what the difference is between a set of isolated sentences and the text, how a word like this is interpreted in context, and how a conversation is managed so that the participants feel comfortable with their interaction. Okay, so here we go with the last one, which is lexicology. So, lexicology deals with the established words of a language and the fixed expressions whose meanings and cannot be derived from their components, which is idioms, cliches, proverbs, and etc. So, lexicology is sometimes dealt with as part of semantics, since in both cases word-like objects are studied. Yeah, here we go with the last slide. So do your task individually because this is an individual work. Answer these 5 guide questions and submit it neither of the two, the PDF or docs, through email. But make sure also that you are using your university email, okay? So that's all for now, and once again, thank you. Have a great day everyone. Bye.